Hi everyone, my name is Cheryl. Welcome to my Happy Handcraft Studio. It's busy times. I love this time of the year. There's always lots to do around the house with family and friends and in the community. I hope that you are taking pleasure in all the busyness. I know sometimes we start to fret about all the busyness, but it is truly a wonderful time of the year. So I've been busy in lots of different ways. I enjoyed the fall before the snow came. We had a beautiful fall, walked around the lake and enjoyed just being outside. I've been busy with volunteering. My quilt guild prepped a whole stack of quilted items to give to the women's shelter, the Meals on Wheels, a memory care unit, and an assisted living facility. I also worked at our Quilt Guild boutique, which was held at a local historical train station. And for 4 weekends, we sold all of our wonderful quilted items and home decor and ornaments to the people who came by. And all of those proceeds are going to help the train station as a historic building, and also to the food bank and the lending place, which is a charity that lends medical equipment to people in need. So lots of good warm fuzzies from all of that work. So for cross stitching, I did a lot. At the beginning, I was very responsible. I was working on projects that I felt I had to work on. So one of those was Holiday House by Satsuma Street. And this is a 6-part stitch along. And I was determined that I was going to keep up. I didn't keep up. It was a lot of stitching. I have finished up to part 5. I have one last part to do, and that I hope to do before Christmas, to have that all finished. Love it, love the colors. It's just one of those beautiful, whimsical pieces. I'm enjoying it, but it was a lot of stitching. I was trying to keep up, but I wanted to finish my Santa brought a Christmas gift by Owl Stitching House. And I did finish that, except I noticed when I put it on the board, I have missed a couple little stars up here. So when I finish today, I'll go and put in those 6 or 7 stitches that I missed. I love this. I love the color. This I did on a 32 count slate blue Lugano. I love the buildings. I love the lace edging. Yeah, I am really happy that I finished it. I love how this one reindeer has a scarf. Like it's wonderful. So, completed, almost. So that was a huge success. So something else that I've really been stitching a lot on is what I call my cross-check cross-stitch. This is where I'm keeping track of the Oilers games, and I stitch 50 stitches for each goal they make, and then I have a favorite player, Leon Draisaitl, and for every goal he makes, I stitch an extra 100 stitches, and if he has an assist, an extra 50. So I've been stitching a lot of stitches, and I've been doing it on my Sahara and Flowers. It goes this way. This is a Vivster pattern. It's based on a Frank Lloyd Wright design. And if you would look at this on Vivster website, it's available in multiple different colorways. This is the one I chose for my study. So loving it. I've been putting a lot of stitches into it. So for example, you know, hockey is unpredictable. On December the 2nd, the Oilers lost 1-0. I had no stitching. Then on the Thursday right after that, against the Kraken, they won 9-4. So I had 450 stitches for their goals. And then Dreisaitl also had a goal, so that was an extra 100. And he also had 3 assists, so that was 150. So for that one game, I have 700 stitches. That's a lot of stitches. Next game, they won 6-2. Okay, so another 300 stitches. Dreisaitl got a goal and an assist for another 150, so I have 450. I have not yet caught up on all of those stitches, but I will. So I'm enjoying it. It is really getting me to work on this piece. And at this point, I am 36% completed. Happy with that. So I was being very responsible. And then I watched Carolyn Zook talk about Bringo, and I pulled up, you know, the prompts for Bringo. And I realized that with my limited whips, they would be really hard to fully take part. And so I just had to get some new starts. And it's Christmas, and I love Christmas starts. I love them. I love this time of the year to be stitching Christmas. And so I went into my stash of things that had been already kitted up or didn't take much to kit up. And over a course of 2 or 3 days, I started 4 projects, something like that. So the first one I got was called Snow Babies. And as you can see, yes, it does say the year 2000. Now I picked it up maybe a couple of years ago on a giveaway table at a quilt guild. And I have just a little start on this. I'm not even sure which way is up, but that's how much I have on it. Now this came in a kit, and it included all of the trims and lace and everything. So I hope to get that done in just a day or two. It's on a 14 count blue. I just grabbed it from my stash. So the next one I started was Eat, Stitch, and Be Merry. So this is Tiny Modernist, and this was a free pattern that we got at Stitch and Stash 2024. It was in our gift bag, and I saw someone last year at Stitch and Stash that they had worked on it, and it was great. I really liked it. So I have just a beginning start on that one as well. And this was the Needle Minder from Stitch and Stash 2024. So that one has a start. I'm really excited to be working on that one too. All right, one that I had kitted up for quite a while, and I'll put a picture up here. It's Christmas Wreath by Durene Jones. And all I have on this is just the beginning of the robin. This is on a 32 count pearl gray Lugano. And then the next one, I did Snowfall Chickadee. This is the beginning of Snowfall Chickadee. And this is a Diana Bloom design, and it's free on her website. She has a couple other, at least one other one that's free that I'm looking forward to stitching. She does lots of birds and flowers and things. That's on a khaki colored 18 count. Devosa, it's called, the kind of fabric. And then it came time for Jingle Ball. And at Jingle Ball, I took Jeanette Douglas's stitching class, and I got just a little bit of a start on it. I was just kind of enjoying being there. I'll show you what I've managed so far, and I'll show what the end result will be. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that one completed. I did have the one from last year as well that I can put out. So I'll show you some pictures of what I picked up. So there is a shop at Jingle Ball, and you can shop. And they also, a lot of the designers have freebies that you can download for free. So of course, I did that. So I did from Heartstrings Samplery, I did the quilted poinsettia. I think that's just gorgeous. I really like that. If I finish some of these before Christmas, I will add that to my works in progress. I downloaded Robin Pickens' Noel, and I did Liz Matthews' Minnie, Mary, and Bright. And I think I like that because it does look like a quilting pattern. I'm all for that. I chose to pick up Stacy Nash's House of Gingerbread pocket. Now I just need to find some gingerbread colored fabric. And then I also downloaded Jeanette Douglas's Believe ornament. So I was happy with all that. So then, you know, I wasn't really in the market to buy anything, but Tiny Modernist has a stitch along of winter forest ornaments, and the first one was a swan. Now, the swan is my spirit animal. No, I love swans. The city I live in used to have swans on the lake. When I got married, I had swans on my invitation. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So I had to download that. So this shows the two that have been released so far. I may or may not start it now. Who knows? We'll see. So that was Jingle Ball. It was enjoyable. I mean, it paid off just with all the free patterns I picked up. So when it comes to plans for cross stitch going forward, so from now till January, I'm going to work on my Christmas projects. So my plan is I'm going to now finish Holiday House. And when Holiday House is finished, I am going to spin my tiny decision wheel and work through all the other Christmas projects that I have. I'm only going to work on Christmas in December, except for my hockey piece. I will continue to work on that. Yeah, I just can't get behind on that. So I have those pieces planned. Now for Bringo, one of the prompts is that you need to do a piece chosen by somebody else. And so that is going to be your job. I have 3 pieces that I would like to start. So the first one is called Squirrel by Svetlana Sikar. And, you know, I put an animal in a sweater. Check. Like, yes, please. And then she also has rabbit. So I could do squirrel, or I could do rabbit, or the third choice is by Tiny Modernist, and it's winter deer. You can see a theme here. All the animals in winter is what we're going for. So please comment, tell me which one of those should I start? Which would be your favorite? Which one's the cutest? Okay, so that is my plan going forward in December. At this point, I do not have a January 1st start planned. That can change. It really is undecided at this point. So stay tuned. So what else I've been doing? I've been doing a lot of sewing and quilting. I finished this one. It's Border of Color by American Patchwork. I picked it up there. It's a free pattern online. I'll put the information down below in the description about who the designer is. This is a great stash buster because you just basically have them all, I think, 2.5 or 3 inches wide, and they're not all cut the same. They're all different widths. You just sort them by color and sew away. I did rainbow. If I would do it again, I'd make a Judy rainbow. I forget all the oranges and yellows because that's not in her palette. So you could have, if we block that out, we could just do greens and blues and purples. So very adaptable. Basically, look at what you have for scraps and what needs to be sewn up. So I did that. I also finished this one here. It's called I call it Curves. It was improv curves that I did through my Royal City Quilt Guild Stash Buster group. One of our members showed us how to do it, and it was really, really good fun. Took the picture in the fall. I tell you, it just blended right into the landscape. So I've been busy prepping for a youth sewing class that I'm going to be doing January, February, March, and May. So 4 classes, and this is students 9 to about 14. They come in and we do a different project each day. Each time they come, it's like on a no school kind of day, an early dismissal. And so one of the projects that I'm going to do on the first day, we're going to show them how to cross stitch. So in the morning, they're going to be sewing on the sewing machine. In the afternoon, we're going to show cross stitch. And this is the cross stitch piece that they're going to do. And then the next time they come in, we're going to make a zippered pouch. So they'll have a little pouch that maybe they'll decide they're going to start cross-stitching, and they can keep supplies in there. So that's that. I've also been knitting a lot. I knit these 2 emotional support chickens. If you know, you know. I don't have them here because I sold them at the boutique, and they both went very quickly. I also finished, this was a project that I had before we moved, made this little bunny in her dress, and it turned out great. And she's very squishable. I really quite like her. She might be my emotional support rabbit right now. That turned out good. I'm working on another emotional support chicken because it's a great yarn stash buster. You can put lots of different yarns in together. Not that I have a lot of yarn. I really gave a lot of that away before we moved. And I've also been reading, and I'll just tell you about one book that, it was just a hug. and that was 3 Days in June by Ann Tyler. I've talked before that I love her books because they're all about, you know, finding yourself and making a new life for yourself. And the 3 Days in June, well, Gail is, I'm not, she's like an administrator at a private school, and she finds out that she is being passed over for the position higher and decides to quit. And that's the day before her daughter's wedding. And her and her daughter are not really close, I would say. And a surprising thing happens where her ex-husband isn't able to stay at the daughter's place because he brought a cat along. And so the ex-husband and the cat move in prior to the wedding. And things happen. Secrets are revealed. I said at the end of the book, I hugged it. So, no violence, no crying. It was just a sweet book. So I'd recommend that, especially this time of year. You'd rather have a cozy mystery than violence or whatever. All right, so that is all for today. I'm wishing you all the best of the season. I hope you really enjoy this time and enjoying the time with your friends and family. I hope to be back early January. Maybe I'll have a January start. Life is uncertain. You just never know. Please tell me which one of those winter animals I should stitch for Bringo. All right, everyone. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.